Hello everyone, I hope all of you are doing well. So I welcome you all to my video classes on hardened concrete. It's a part of concrete technology and myself Vishwanath Avati, right? So in this we are mainly discussing about hardened concrete. Already you studied some basic component part in module 1 and module 2. So now we are starting module 3, and in this module 3 we are mainly dealing with hardened concrete, means it is in terms of hard condition. So these are the content of the presentation. So in this we are mainly dealing with strength of the concrete, factors influencing the strength of the concrete, water cement ratio, then gel space ratio, then maturity concept of concrete, right? So we'll study one by one. So now we'll go for strength of the concrete. So strength of the concrete means what? For example, even for human we require strength. Similarly, concrete also requires strength. So even I'll compare with this with the human. So when you when you will get to know we're strong when we have a good strength, physical strength as well as mental strength, means we have a good stability. So here also it is a concrete is also material, but we are using this material to construct some of the buildings. So building safety is a very important. As being a civil engineer, we have to take care about the structures. So to withstand the loads, see now buildings are taking many loads. As I explained in some of the building planning and drawing, buildings taking the different loads or forces. One is dead load, means the weight of the building or structure. Live load, due to the usage of the building, for example humans and materials, so that are called as a live loads. And even wind load, earthquake load, some other loads, right? So for to withstand all the loads, concrete should have some strength. Strength means what? It should have ability to resist rupture, failure due to the external force. By the definition only you can understand. Strength means strength of hardened concrete is its ability to resist a strain, a rupture, or failure induced by external forces. External forces means what? Wind forces, earthquake forces, dead load, live load. These are called as external forces. So now, and for concrete, strength of the concrete is very important. That's what it's called most valuable property, gives the overall picture of quality of concrete. So from here, you want to know quality of the concrete, then you have to know strength of the concrete. And we are measuring in terms of force divided by area. For example, if you have a area in terms of square, if you have a 40 square, then that particular 40 square, how much load it can carry. So that's what force we are taking in terms of Newton, and area we are taking in terms of square. That's what is called as Newton per square. It is a basic unit for compressive strength, tensile strength, and bending strength. So these are the three main parameters we are calculating to know the strength. So one is compressive strength. So compressive strength, first we have to understand what you mean by compressive force. See why? Because strength we are giving to the forces. See, you can see some block is there, blue color block. In this block, in this block, in this block, right? So we are getting some forces, right? Two forces are there. So these two forces are coming towards the block, means it is compressing, means we are making the compression of the building. So even concrete should possess the strength to compressive forces. Next we have tensile forces. See, tensile forces means what? Forces away from the block. See, where blue block is there, forces are acting away from the block, and due to this also we are some structure will make failure. I think you studied in building material and testing lab this compression test, tensile test on the steel, how it will broke and the breaking point or bending point, right? So similarly, how we have a strength, compressive strength, tensile strength. One more is bending strength. So bending means due to this some load. For example, if you take a beam, simply supported beam, so due to the load on the midpoint, structure will bend, right? Structure will bend. So on the top, if you see in the figure B, that portion creates compression, and portion A creates the tensile on the beam, right? So to tackle all three forces, we require a good strength, right? The strength we are measuring in terms of Newton per square, right? Okay, now we'll go for factors influencing the strength of the concrete. Very important. And if you see the very important question, right? So they'll ask, explain factors influencing the strength of the concrete, right? List and explain, right? So first point is water cement ratio, right? First is water cement ratio. So if you want to calculate water cement ratio, right, formula is, right, formula, if you want to calculate water cement ratio, equal to first is water to cement, right? So how much water you are using and how much cement you are using, so from this you will get some ratio, right? So ratio in terms of fractions. So as per the result and as per the research, if you see, if it is a less water cement ratio, more will be the strength, more will be the water ratio, less will be the strength, so vice versa. So what exactly, weight of the water to weight of the cement should be less, so then we will get a good strength of the concrete, right? So, and we will study more in detailedly in the next upcoming slides. Why? Because we have main portion, but you have to understand what you mean by cement, water cement ratio. It is weight of water to weight of cement, right? And lesser the value of the water cement ratio, more will be the strength. So next we will go for compaction, compaction of the concrete. So for example, when you are placing the concrete, right, obviously you will get a air, right, while placing. If concrete contains the air, so then that air, it will be not filled with the concrete. So due to the availability of air, so it creates the more voids, right? So to remove the air voids, proper compaction has to be given. And if is a less compaction, less will be the strength, more compaction, good will be the strength. So next we have temperature. So you have some doubt, right, how temperature is related to concrete. For example, when you we know concrete is made up of cement, water, aggregates, and due to the reaction between water and cement, hydration will takes place, and hydration is mainly depends on the temperature. More will be the temperature, more will be the heat of hydration, right? Heat of hydration. So due to the more temperature, a rapid hydration takes place. Due to the rapid hydration, it may cause the cracks, or it may cause the some failure of structural cracks. Due to the cracks, obviously strength of the concrete decreases. So temperature causes high or rapid heat of hydration. Due to the rapid heat of hydration, it may create a crack, and due to the crack, strength of the concrete reduces, right? So next we will go for quality of the cement, quality of the cement. So for example, if it is a good quality of cement, good will be the strength. If it is a less quality, so actually if you have a more grinding, why? Because from the factory to factory, quality of the cement changes, right? So if it's a more grinder the part, more finer the particle of the cement, more will be the strength. Why? Because surface area will get a more. If the particle are small, then we will get a more surface area on the cement particle. So that's what quality of the cement, it mainly relates us to fineness of the cement. So next we have property of the concrete material. So I told, right, concrete is made up of mainly three materials, right? So first one is, right, cement, C, plus cement, water, sorry, if sorry, cement, water and aggregates, right? Aggregate. So we are using mainly three main parameters: water, cement, aggregates. In the aggregates, again we are using fine aggregates, coarse aggregates, right? So due to these materials, right, so even a concrete is not so responsible for a strength. Even the particular parameters or quality of the properties are indirectly or directly affects on the strength. For example, first I will take cement. So even cement, all the cements are not good. It has to good in initial setting time, final setting time, and workability, So if water is like no, before using the any cement, we are going for quality testing. So after the comparison of the quality, then only we are using for preparation of concrete. So then water. So water, we are getting pollutant water, salt water, hardness will be more, even pH. I think you studied the pH, right? More the pH, more will be the acidity, less will the pH, more basic. So that's what some particular parameters will be there for the preparation of concrete. So that's what here we are using mainly three materials. One is water, cement, aggregates. In the aggregate again, fine aggregate means sand, then coarse aggregate. I think in laboratory last semester we studied what are the different testings of for the different materials. So when they are possessing the standard value of strength, then only we are using to preparation of concrete. So next we'll go for proportion of concrete material. So proportion, I think in like no last semester in CAD lab you studied the proportions related to plain cement concrete, right? So then you studied for Cheja, even you proportion for slab, right? Maybe you like no wrote like 1 rush to 2 rush to 3, right? 1 is the cement, 2 is the fine aggregates, 3 is the coarse aggregate, right? This is what proportion. So even proportions are very important. For example, plain cement concrete has a different proportion. Why? Because it's required less load, like no less strength. If you go for slab, proportion will be different. Why? Because it has required good quality of concrete. So that's what proportion of the concrete materials are very important. So next is method of mixing. See here we are mixing the concrete with the help of manual, right? Method of sorry method of mixing. See, method of mixing are two types mainly: manual methods and mechanical method means with the help of instruments, right? So good mixing, it makes the good like no mixing. For example, whenever you are preparing any paste, right? So if it is a good mixing means good paste will be there. Similarly, it has to be make the good mixing between cement, water, aggregates, right? So as per the studies, right, mechanical mixing has given a good result comparatively with the manual mixing. So then we have method of curing. So curing, what do you mean by curing? Curing means just maintaining the moisture condition on the surface of the concrete. Why? Because to maintain proper temperature. As I told, due to the high temperature, rapid hydration takes place, right? Even less temperature is also not good, less than 11 degrees Celsius. Even more temperature is also not good. To maintain optimum temperature, curing is must, right? So here we are using the different method of curing. You may be seen in many places, right? One is ponding method, or like no we are spreading the water over the concrete, and one is covering the concrete with the help of wet materials, right? So and we are giving minimum curing of 7 days to get a strength, initial strength. So then you know the heat of hydration how it takes place, right? At least like no you have to give 7 days and up to 28 days, right, to get the good strength. So next we have age of concrete. Age of concrete, right? As per the like no studies, they are telling if you draw the graph between age of concrete to strength, right? So when age increases, here it is age, right, you will get a graph like this, right? It starts with 0. When age increases, right, so strength is also increases. Here it is a strength, and so that's what lesser the age, less will be the strength, more will be the age, more will be the strength. So now I think you understood what you mean by water cement ratio. Is just a ratio between water and cement. So what are the good ratio values? 0.4 to 0.6. Next, compaction of concrete. So good compaction, good will be the strength, less compaction, less will be the strength. So next, temperature. Should not maintain more temperature and should not maintain less temperature. More temperature causes rapid hydration. Rapid hydration causes cracks and failure of cracks of the concrete. So next, quality of the cement, properties of the concrete materials. So here some property has to be checked. After the checking and fulfilling the all the standards, then only we are using the materials. Proportion of concrete materials, how much you are using, right? Method of mixing, method of curing, age of the concrete. So now we'll study in detailly separately. It is after the factor influencing we have water cement ratio. So sometime you may get separate topic or separate question on water cement ratio. So what do you mean by water cement ratio? It is the ratio of weight of water in a concrete mix to the weight of the cement. See, you have to understand here two parameters. One is weight of the water, weight of the cement. If you take the ratio between that, you'll get a ratio, right? And we are expressing in terms of liters of water to one bag of cement, right? Expression is in terms of liter of water required per bag of the cement. And a very important question is each bag carries 50 kg of the cement, right? So next, it is a major factor and it influences the strength of the concrete, and it considered as one of the major factor to calculate the strength of the concrete. And as I told earlier also, the proportion or proper workability, the water cement ratio varies from 0.4 to 0.6. Even you can see in the graph, y-axis compressive strength, and in a x-axis we have water cement ratio. So when water cement ratio increases, right, the strength decreases. See this, strength decreases, water ratio increases, strength decreases. Initially strength is more, so now it decreases. Why? Because increase in the ratio. So it should be in an optimum condition between 0.4 to 0.6. And even you can see the vibration. So insufficiently compacted concrete has a less strength to highly compacted, right? So next we will go for factors affecting water cement ratio. Even I want to tell you some example. Even you can easily understand what do you mean by water cement ratio. For example, whenever you will become a cook, right? For example, when you are preparing the rice, right? So here we have to maintain a good proportion between rice and water, right? If you use more water, then rice will be not good. If you use a less water, even rice will be not good. Here also, if you use a more water, then more leakage will be there. That's what you will get a less strength. So similarly, you can give example of preparation of rice. So proper proportion has to be used to get a good preparation of rice, right? So next, some of the factors are there which are controlling the water cement ratio. So one of the factors affecting, or some of the factors, even you can write the same factors which are affecting for strength. Why? Because water cement ratio is a part of the strength of the concrete, right? First one is quality of the cement used. Next is size and shape of the aggregate. As I told, size and shapes are very important. For example, bigger the size of the aggregate, lesser the strength of the concrete. Why? Because it will not make good interlocking because of bigger size, right? Because we required some of thickness of slab. So that's what proper graded size, or for example size means what, properly graded. So then shape of the aggregate. So as generally we have a rounded aggregates, right, elongated aggregates, right, irregular aggregates. Comparatively with the elongated aggregate or irregular aggregate, round round aggregates are lesser values. Why? Because less interlocking between the aggregates. So irregular shapes are most preferred. Why? Because it creates the good interlocking between the aggregate and bonding will be the good. So next, surface uh, structure, right? Surface structure. I think you studied in detail in a geology class what you mean by rock and rock structures, right? It is like surface, how much smooth surface is there, whether rough surface or smooth surface, right? If it is a rough surface, good friction, good bonding. Next we have concrete mix proportion. So concrete mix proportion means how much cement you are using, how much fine aggregate you are using, how much coarse aggregate. In generally we are calculating in terms of unit. 1 unit of cement, 2 units of fine aggregates, 3 units of, right, coarse aggregate. Then it is the ratio is what, 1:2:3. Next is grading of aggregates. I think you made the SU analysis. The purpose of SU analysis is grading of aggregates. Means we have different shoe sizes, right? Maximum size to minimum size. The main intention is particular grade of aggregate used for particular creation of concrete. For example, lesser the thickness of the concrete structure, then we are using a lesser grade of aggregates. So grading of the aggregates is also important. Use of admin structures. Use of right, some other extra material other than the cement, water, aggregate. We are using some of the chemicals to improve the performance of the concrete. So those are called as admixtures, right? So then procedure of batching. So batching means what? It is what mixing of different proportion of aggregates, right? So we have to mix properly for cement, we have to mix aggregates, we have to mix coarse aggregate, but we have some machines automatically they are mixing them, or they are making the contribution of proportion. So proper procedure should be followed to create the concrete. So next, mixing, manual mixing, right, mechanical mixing, right. So then we have placing of concrete. So you want to have automatic placing or like no manual placing. For example, automatic means RM, like no we have some pumpings will be there, and due to the help of pipe we are taking to higher elevation due to the pressure, then we are placing. In some places we will place with the help of some vessels. So that's why placing is also important. Then compacting, removing of air, right, from the concrete. While placing the concrete, some air will be there in the concrete, that air should be removed with the proper compaction. Then curing, right. Then we'll go for gel space ratio. Gel, right. So it is what you can by like no topic from the title only you can understand. Gel which is created by heat of hydration, right. So even you can like no you can write very nicely with help of equation. See here, equation is gel space ratio is equal to volume of hydrated cement paste, right. Volume of hydrated cement paste. So here cement is there, water is mixed with cement, and then it is creating the hydration. It is volume of hydrated cement paste or gel to how much space is available, right. Volume of gel to volume of space. So that space is for hydrated cement plus volume of capillary pores. Capillary pores, or pores means voids, right. So that's what called gel space ratio. How much space for gel means paste, and how much space is available for that paste. See here, you don't get confused. Volume of hydrated cement paste to volume of hydrated cement plus volume of capillary pores, right. And even you can see in the graph, right, we have a graph in x-axis gel space ratio values, in a y-axis strength, right. So when gel space ratio increases, see you can see 0.2 lesser strength, in 0.8 we have high strength. Yes, so higher the gel space ratio, higher will be the strength, but it has some particular value. So then we'll go for calculation of gel space ratio. Calculation of gel space ratio. So here we have some like no persons, some scientists, they given some concept. As per the Powers experiment, he shown that for the strength of concrete has some relation with the gel space ratio. So he given a relation that is 240 into x cube. So it is 240 into x cube. So here we have to understand what do you mean by x. X is gel space ratio. Yes, x indicates gel space ratio. Then 240 is represents the intrinsic strength of the gel in MPa, right. So 240 indicates the strength and x indicates the gel space ratio. From this we will get some relations between gel and strength, right. I think you understood. So now we will go for calculation of gel space ratio for complete hydration. So two types are there. One is for complete hydration, and next one is calculation of gel space ratio for partial hydration. See, one is complete and next one is partial hydration. So now we'll go for complete hydration. In complete hydration, gel space ratio is equal to volume of gel to space available. It is a definition of gel space ratio. Even you can write the definition volume of gel to the space available. So to calculate the space available or volume of the gel, that is, even you can see here Vg I written, volume of gel is equal to C into Vc into 2.06 ml. So here C indicates weight of the cement in gram, Vc indicates specific volume of cement of 0.391 ml per gram. Then after that you will get, when you make the multiplication between 2.06 into 2.06 sorry, 1 minute. uh, yes, so when you make the multiplication 0.391 0.391 0.391 into 2.06, right? So you will get point 0.657 into C. See here, volume of gel is equal to C. It is weight of the cement, then VC, specific volume of cement, into 2.06. What is the 2.06? Here it is 1 ml of cement produces 2.06 ml of gel. So that's what, for unit cement we are taking some value, that is 2.06. After the multiplication of 0.391 into 2.06, we will get 0.657. Then space available, for that space available SA, VC into C plus WO. So we studied what you mean by VC, we studied what you mean by C. WO is volume of mixing water in ml, So then after the we know the value of VC. When you substitute the value of VC, you will get 0.3939 into C plus WO. I think you understood what you mean by complete hydration, how to calculate the gel space ratio of complete hydration. We have a simple formula. First, volume of gel, you have to know how to calculate the volume of gel. Very simple, C into VC into 2.06. Next, space available. Space available is volume of cement, specific volume of cement into concentration. That's what we know, the specific volume at 0.391 into C plus W. So next, the difference between these two are, for complete there is no alpha, but for the partial, extra alpha will be there with respect to concrete. So here on volume of gel, just alpha is increased. And what you mean by alpha? It is a fraction of cement that has hydrated. How much fraction? Not completely, for example 60%, 70% out of 100. So that we are taking in the fraction. That's what extra alpha will be there with for C. And these are the two. So now we'll go for some examples. So it is one of the example I'm taken from the textbook, right? So now calculate the gel space ratio and theoretical strength of sample of a concrete made with 500 gram of cement, right, with 0.5 water cement ratio on full hydration and at 60% of hydration. So now we have to first understand what are the given points. So here they given here two parameters. So one is they given a weight of cement, right, weight of cement. Then they given water cement ratio, right, how much is the water cement ratio? 0.5, right. And what they are asking to calculate, what is the gel space ratio for full hydration and 60% of hydration. Now we will calculate a gel space ratio for full hydration. So what is the formula? Volume of gel to space available. So how to calculate the volume of gel? We have a simple formula. In the last video we seen, for gel space ratio for complete hydration is 0.657 into C divided by 0.319 C plus WO. So use the same formula and substitute all the given values. So you will get value of 0.8, right. So then to calculate the theoretical strength of the concrete, I told Power's experiment, equation is 240 into x cube, right. So x is what? Gel space ratio, right. We can see in this equation 240 into x3. Same we are using for theoretical strength of the concrete. So we are substituting the x value as a 0.8 and you will get the value, theoretical value for complete hydration is 123 MPa. Next we will go for calculation for 60%, right? 60% of hydration. What I told, only change is alpha, right? So as I told, right, in the last formula you can see here it is the only change is alpha, right? C alpha, and denominator also C alpha. So, right, in the formula there is some mistakes, right? They not given alpha, but here they substituted 0.657 into C, weight of cement, into 0.6. Why? Because 60% of hydration. So next, right, substitute all C value and alpha value. Even after getting, right, you will get a value, it is a hide, right, because of that. So value is 0.57, 0.57 cube. So then you will get total theoretical values. Just calculate, a very simple formula, a simple exam, right? So next we will go for last concept, maturity concept of concrete. Maturity concept of concrete is mainly related to relations between time and temperature. Time and temperature. Why? Because both are controlling the strength of the concrete. For example, time 7 days, 28 days, and temperature, minimum temperature, maximum temperature of that. So it will take cumulative effect. So that's what the maturity of the concrete is defined as summation of product of time and temperature. See, very simple, we have to make summation, sum with respect to time and temperature, right? And as per the experiment, they shown that even in a minus 11 degrees Celsius, concrete will make hydration, and that's what minus 11 degrees Celsius is taken as a datum temperature, a reference temperature for computing maturity. And even a sample of concrete cured at 18 degrees Celsius for 28 days is taken to be fully matured, which is equal to, so one is the reference for computing maturity, we have taken lowest value is minus 11 degrees Celsius. For full matured, we are taking 28 days of 18 degrees Celsius. So very simple calculation, we are calculating in terms of R, right? Centigrade R. So 28 days into 24 hours into temperature. So what is the 18 degree temperature minus of 11? So you will get a value of 19488 centigrade, right, hour, centigrade hours, right? So the value of 19800 centigrade hours, since datum used as 11 degree is not exact but approximate values. So anyhow, any equation, if you take any equation in that part, it has limitations. Here also we have some limitations. So here we have to understand first how to calculate the maturity. Maturity is summation of product of time into temperature. Then it is some reference values 19488. So how we calculated 19488? 28 days into 24 hours of 18 degrees Celsius, but we are taking minus 11 as a reference for computing maturity. So then we will get this value, right? So then to calculation of percentage strength of identical concrete at any other maturity. See here, calculation of percentage of strength of identical concrete at any other maturity. So we have some identical, and with reference of one material we are comparing with other, and we are calculating maturity, and indirectly we are calculating the strength. And the Floman equation for that, maturity is equal to A plus B log 10 maturity to the 1000. So here we can calculate maturity with the help of equation, above equation. So here A and B value should be known. These two are coefficients, and you can easily understand with the help of some example. You can see this example, it is one of the example from old question paper. So they given even theory part also is very important. They asked explain maturity concept of concrete, and even the problem, the strength of a sample of fully matured concrete is found to be 40 MPa. Find the strength of identical concrete. See the word identical concrete at the age of 7 days. At the age of 7 days. And for how much is a fully matured? 28 days. Right? With compared to 28 days, 7 days we are calculating. When cured at the average temperature during a day. So two temperatures are there. During the day it is 20 degrees Celsius and night 10 degrees Celsius. This is what, this much they given in a textbook, but I told A and B are the coefficient. Based on the values, maturity values, you have to choose from the table, but in this they given directly. So the A value they given 32 and B value given 54. So then use the percentage strength of concrete at maturity. So even they given a formula also, right? So we'll solve this problem. See, I taken from the textbook directly, right? Even they given a same problem from the textbook, but they given direct some coefficient, but in the textbook they taken from the table. See, now first we have to calculate maturity concrete at the age of 7 days, right? How to calculate the maturity? We have a very simple formula, right? Very simple formula of summation of time into temperature, summation of time into temperature. So how much is the time? 7 days, but we are taking only 12 hours. Why? Because during the day is considered as a 12 hour, right? And how much was that during the day? What is the temperature? 20 degrees Celsius. So that's what we are making separate calculation, right? 7 into 12 into then in bracket 20 minus of 11. I told 11 is a computing lower temperature and given temperature is 20. Similarly, half of the 7 days during the day it is calculation, and this portion is during the night. So during the night we taken 7 days 12 hours, but what was the temperature? It is 10. So minus of 11. So then finally you will get the value of 4368 centigrade hours, right? So and I told they already given the A value as a 32 in a given point, even in a B value, but I told in a textbook they taken from the code book, right? So then we are calculating, therefore the percentage strength of the concrete at a maturity of values. So that is equation also they given, right? Just write the same equation, but you have to write the value. So what is the maturity value, right? 4368, it is calculated 4368 divided by 1000, right? And then we will get value of 6.5. So then the strength at 7 days, we know the value for complete fully mature is 40 MPa, and how much we are getting for 7 days? 6.5 divided by 100. So then you will get the strength at 7 days as 26.5 MPa, right? Very simple, just observe carefully. It is easy, just you observe it carefully, you can understand very easily, right? So next, thank you, right? I think if you have any doubt you can text a message, so we'll clarify, right? So thank you for watching it.